lovely viewers. Thank you for joining us again for another episode of the Daily News Africa. Hi, Belinda.
Hi, Mary. Hi, everybody. We kick off our segment this week with a news about wildfires in the United States. Yes, the city of California on the West Coast has been ravaged by wildfires this week.
San Francisco at dawn Thursday, an ominous sign of what the day would bring. Fires chewing through hectare after hectare, pushed by fast-moving winds, devouring the dry land in its path and destroying everything. Entire towns gone. Millions told to be ready to flee, some making the narrowest of escapes.
I thought I was going to die. There was fire 360 degrees around me.
Among the dead, 2 found in a car that didn't make it through the wall of flames in Oregon, and a 1-year-old baby boy in Washington state.
Now, to put this in perspective, in the last 3 days, we have lost more acreage to fires than in any single entire year in the history of the state of Washington, except 2015.
Leaders are warning residents the death toll will surely climb. There are almost 100 fires burning throughout the West, the vast majority of them uncontained and growing. Tens of millions of people impacted, even those far away. In Los Angeles, the pollution level reached a high not seen in 26 years, and by all indications, all of it is just going to continue to get worse in the coming days. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera.
This is so sad, Belinda. Like, you think you're having a rough time, and these guys have lost their land, they have lost their cattle.
Yes.
A child
Died
at
one month old.
It's just sad. It's just crazy how temperatures, things such as temperature can cause things like that.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's global warming, but just like in the grand scheme of things, if I'm in there, I really don't want to hear about global warming.
Exactly.
It's like I'm living through this nightmare.
Exactly. And you said something about there's no government ituyambi.
Yeah, there's no such
exactly.
thing. I mean, they're already kuyambaing you, they're evacuating you. That's the most they can do.
Otherwise, it's just, sweeping stuff away.
Yeah, absolutely sad.
It's really sad. But we need to as well thank God that we're in a place where, we have good weather. We don't actually get
extremes like that.
Yes.
Although, don't get me started on the floods this week in Kampala.
Wow.
Whole other story for another day.
That will be probably in another episode. But yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let's take it all the way to South Africa. Have you guys ever wondered why? Maybe in most of the episodes you've watched, we talk a lot about South Africa.
Yeah, that's
This
true.
is why I feel like they're just an extra dramatic country,
Yeah.
So check this out and see what's happening.
This is how protesters in South Africa raided Clicks beauty stores over these ads. Opposition party Economic Freedom Fighters described the ads as racist and dehumanizing and demand the stores shut down. Cosmetics companies have come under heavy fire during the Black Lives Matter protest for dictating white standards of beauty as the norm.
It's not about the hair, it's about the dignity of a black person. It's not to respect her. It's very easy for them to use a black person's dignity, drag it on the floor and use it as something that is not proper, and only white hair is proper.
The backlash has forced companies like Johnson & Johnson, L'Oreal and Unilever to drop the words whitening and fair from their skin lightening products.
Mary, man, if I had a drink, this is the point where I'd say, hold my drink. Let me address this foolishness. What is that? So this is dry, frizzy, dull hair?
Yes. Viewers of the DNA, is this frizzy and dull hair?
I need to fight.
Why would anyone do that? Why would you market your product and then have to look down on someone else just to make your idea of beauty?
You bash another just so you can sort of, I guess, in the hope of elevating your. It's ridiculous.
South Africa,
It's
South Africa.
ridiculous. You know, I have so many things to say about this subject in particular, and I have nothing against people who do not have like their natural African hair, who don't.
Yeah.
I have nothing against them.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, now those who have decided to go on that journey, and you cannot, like the lady said in the video, don't take people's dignity and use it to wipe the floor. It's disrespectful.
And it's just okay when it's a black person. Again.
You know?
Like, and South Africa is in Africa. Anyway, the irony, I'm just like...
You are just...
it's, you know, it doesn't
It's
make
Africa.
sense. But yeah, it's sad, guys. It's sad.
It's really, really sad.
Yeah.
Well, bringing it back home to Uganda, we have good news. After months and months of having the airport closed,
yes,
after the lockdown was put in place in the 23rd of March this year, the government is finally unveiling a plan on how tourism will be conducted safely.
In a bid to curb the spread of coronavirus into Uganda from outside, the country's borders were closed on 23rd March 2020. The tourism sector is one of Uganda's major foreign exchange earners, contributing about $1.6 billion to the country's economy. This sector is also one of the hardest hit by COVID-19 pandemic and related restrictions.
We've lost a full financial year. That's between $1.6 billion to $2 billion, according to our projections.
While addressing journalists at the media center, State Minister for Tourism Godfrey Chiwanda revealed government's plans to reopen the airport for tourists.
And I want to call upon those who had paid to come here. You don't need to cancel your bookings. We've come up with the SOPs already in our national parks.
According to Uganda Tourism Board, standard operating procedures in key tourist areas are a priority.
We have embarked on implementing standard operating procedure that are going to ensure the safety of our visitors into the country. As I speak now, a team of our staff from UTB are already deployed in the different parts of the country, implementing the different standard operating procedures that we've put in place.
Uganda will join the rest of the world on the 27th September to mark the World Tourism Day, scheduled to take place in the tourism city of Fort Portal under the theme Tourism and Rural Development. Aaron Mukama, NTV.
Finally, Belinda, finally, the airports are gonna be open. You know, everyone around us had opened. Kenya had opened, Rwanda had opened. So it's about time we, I think, try and live with this thing, you know, still try and be as careful as possible.
Of course.
Yeah. So what would you like to travel when the airport's open?
To be honest, I'm horrified.
Yes.
I really am. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, 1.6 billion, the minister just said the year has pretty much been cancelled regarding tourism.
Exactly.
And that's a lot of money for a country to lose in terms of you know, income.
Exactly.
So I can only imagine what the next few years are going to be like for us and the sector. So yeah, like you said, it's about time. It's about time. And I'm thrilled and I'm happy that the SOPs are being put in place in the parks as well. That's important.
Exactly. But you know, the con to this though is if you want to travel, you will find the airports are open. Just plan for your 2 weeks of quarantine. So when you have a holiday for a week, you just plan for 3 weeks because you're going to be in quarantine for the first.
That is so crazy.
It's weigh your options before you get too excited.
New normal, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, thank you. That's been all we've had for you this segment of Daily News Africa. Join us again next week as we wrap up for you some more stories making headlines in and around Africa. Remember to stay safe.
Yes.
Wash your hands.
Wear your
Sanitize.
mask.
Yes. All of those things. Stay safe. Till next time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.